Morning Shirley. First, oh, we're busy. First in on YouTube. Now then, let me just refresh Facebook because it looks to me like nobody's there. And I'm sure you are. Who else have we got? Hello, Mandy and Anne and Geraldine and Sheila and Jennifer and Charlotte and Joella in Florida and Kathy and Margaret. Now this week is on Facebook, the Half Yard Sewing Club Facebook page. So we're going to do a bit of a sew along. So if you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, you'll have had a message to say what your materials are if you want to sew along with me. And of course it's there on Facebook as well. Oh, hi Anne, hi Sue, hi Dawn. You are there. I knew you would be. Hello Anne, and just going back a bit, Jennifer, Beverly, Denise, Yvonne. So have we got any new members? Have we got anybody new today for the very first time? Come and say hello. If you haven't joined the Half Yard Club as yet and you've got any interest or any questions, then do come and ask them while we're here. Morning Patty, hi SJ and Michelle and Marita's in Germany. Hello Anne and Helen in Antigua. Oh Helen, have you been with us before? I don't remember Antigua on my list. I must get a map one of these days and stick you all on there, shouldn't I? Hi Diane. Morning Mary from North Wales. Sheila's snow. We had hail yesterday. Bizarre. Complete hailstorm, and then like 10 minutes later I'm walking the dog in the sunshine with blue skies. Weird. It's incredibly windy outside today. I know a lot of you have got a lot worse than we have, but you can probably hear the noise, so that's what that is. Mary's thinking of joining the Half Yard Club. Well, today's a good day to join, or to join now also within the next few days. If you join this year, your January project, or one of your January projects, it's here. This is your block of the month. Who says that behind me? Yep, and that is the block of the month for next year. It's been designed by my very good friend Melissa Naylor, and there's lots of different applique and patchwork styles. So there's a bit of over edge applique, and I think there's English paper piecing as well, if I'm not mistaken. Only arrived a few days ago, and I couldn't wait to show it to you. And yes, we do have some kits available. Oh, Sarah's still hoping to join the club. Hello Anik. Hello Cora in Indiana, and Laura's a new member. Hello Laura, welcome along. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It is absolutely gorgeous. So the way that it works, if you weren't aware, when you join the club you will have a main project, which will have a video with it next month. So if you join now, this is going to be your next project, is a sewing machine bag. So this is the main project, so this will have the video. Okay, so it is big and it is bulky, so as a beginner you've got the video there to help you step by step. So you've got a zip pocket on the front here. I've used continuous zip. It is the zip, isn't it? So it meets in the middle, so you've got a nice big pocket on the front here. On the back you've got a divided patch pocket as well, and then when you open this up you've got so much room in here with elasticated pockets, and you've got pockets on the back as well, so you can keep your machine foot pedal and spare feet and your accessories and maybe patterns, or I thought it might be a good idea to keep your instructions in there so you never lose them. So that is going to be your project. So if you remember already, this is what you've got to look forward to, and if you're not, this will be your first project on the 1st of December. Now also on the 1st of December you'll have your, I'll show you that again later, you will have your final, that's it as well, different fabric, you'll have your final putting together the 2021 block of the month. So your quilt will be finished, and on the 1st of January you'll have your first block from this one. I can't remember which one it is. Oh yes, I can remember which one it is. It's the one at the bottom here. It's like the log cabin. That's your first one, and then some of them, or one of them, is 2 blocks together because they're really easy. But the idea is that you can make all of this up by about the end of October, November time, and it's going to be finished for next Christmas. So thank you, Karen. There's not enough time to sew all I need. Tell me about it, Sew Nunny Sew. If I could sew an extra day in fact I did a ditty about sewing an extra day in the week, did I not? Dreadful wind, Mother Nature, she says, not her, Elizabeth. Hello, pretty good sewing in India, welcome along. Yeah, so that's teasing you for the next couple of projects there, which is really exciting. We have a limited amount of kits available on the Debbie Shaw Sewing website. Don't forget to use your member discount, and it's for the fabric for the top. So it's all explained there if you wanted to go and have a look. There's 8 long quarters, which is all the patchwork pieces, and 1.5 meters of the background fabric. You will need to supply your own wadding, your own backing fabric, and your own binding. It would just make it far too expensive and bulky if I added all of that. And you might have some anyway. Bag like that for an overlocker. Linda, actually, there's no pattern for that bag. It's a made to measure. So I do actually say in the instructions, I think, that if you wanted to make this for an overlocker or a serger, then you can just use those measurements. So, because I didn't want to do a pattern because all of our sewing machines are different sizes. This one fits my machine exactly. So if you've got a domestic sewing machine that's a compact like mine, then use the measurements that are in there. But if you've got a smaller machine or a larger machine, I wouldn't go too heavy. I wouldn't make a bag for my big machine that I use down in the studio because it's just too heavy. But you could certainly make an overlocker bag in the same way. Makes a nice overnight bag as well, as a matter of fact. Jane's on the train to London. No, we don't do bobbins, I'm afraid, Sharon, on the website. Hello, Sue from Australia. Welcome along. It's snowing in Stoke. Oh no. Hi, Karen. So, if you are thinking of joining the club, you can try for a month for free. When you go to proceed to checkout, there'll be a coupon box, and if you type in the word welcome in capital letters, you can try it. When you do join up, hello, Jean. Who's that first time? Hello, Jane. First time watching Cold in Essex, she says. Morning, Shirley. Zoe, another bag behind me. That's the same. That's exactly the same bag, just made in different fabric. Yeah, exactly the same. Sunny and cold in Southern Ireland. Oh, Lavinia lost me for a minute. Oh, I'm still here. Hello, Trey in Seven Valleys, Pennsylvania. The fabric I've used is a lightweight canvas for this one, and that one's a little bit heavier weight of canvas. A good strong fabric you're going to need, and there'll be 1 meter of 150 wide, which this one is, and the lining on that one I've used a canvas. In fact, I used 2 on that one, canvas and cotton, and on this one I've just used cotton, and it's Bosal foam I've used to stiffen it. So yeah, I think if it's a denim or a canvas or a good quality cotton, then it should be fine. Just want something nice and strong because it's going to carry heavy things. Thank you, Michelle. Did you use a denim needle? I did use a denim needle. Yes, I did, because there's quite a lot of thick fabric there, and there's binding on the inside as well, so that it was. Yes, we do, Jill. Don't forget to put your discount in if you're ordering on the website. If you're a Half Yard Club member, that is. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to join today, or join any time actually, use that welcome code and have a look. You will have 1 main project a month. It's not always a big task like that one, but it could be anything from dressmaking and patchwork to homewares, making cushion covers. This is the secondary project from last month, so there's a wide variety of different types of things we're going to be making. So your main project will be with you on the website on the 1st of the month, and then halfway through the month, around about the 15th, you'll have a secondary project. And so that was the secondary project for November, and that again could be homewares or bags or dressmaking or toys or something like that. So we try to make it different every month. So no video for the second one, but you will have downloadable patterns if necessary and just step-by-step instructions. And then every month you have a block of the month as well. So you've kind of got 3 projects every month. All of the projects will stay on the website for 2 years, so don't feel that you have to rush anything. And we do let you know every month which 2-year-old project is going to be taken down, and that gives you a chance to save the link to the videos and download the instructions so you don't lose them at all. Oh, thanks, Karen. A new challenge for 2022. I'm looking forward to making it, to be honest. The way that it works, Melissa works so hard She's done all of the block of the months for me. So this will be number 4. And she starts them in June. And she does all of the cutting out, writing the instructions, the step-by-steps and everything. And sends me all the bits. So from June until last week is how long it's actually taken to make. And then with all of the bits that she sends over, we photograph them. So I put the photos in to the writing and make up the quilt again as we go along. And I can't wait to do this one. It's £27.50, Sarah, which isn't any extra on. If you were to buy that amount of fabric separately, then you would pay that. We're not putting anything extra on it. And you're getting a little free gift as well. There's a little wooden Christmas decoration in each box, which is really sweet. The quilt patterns, actually Michelle, the quilt patterns aren't taken down. They're the only ones that do actually stay there. So if you're not a member, or if you are a member and you wanted to go right back to over 3 years ago now when we first started, you can still access the instructions to those quilts all that long ago. Thank you, Linda. So I've just noticed I've got plaster on my cup. Gary's been putting coving up in my sewing room and is not very good at clearing things away. I hope he's not watching. Let me show you. We are going to do a sew along, and this is what it is. So it's a very simple wallet with pockets for your cards in there as well, and there's a pocket at the back, and we've got a zip pocket on the front as well. And then it just rolls up like this, and I like the way when it does roll up, the fabric's all facing the right way. You don't get one bit upside down. The back's upside down, but you know. Okay, so that's that. Hi, Dot. Glad you like your stuff. Just want to show you really quickly as well, because we are in festive season, are we not? We do gift vouchers on the website too, and you don't need to be a member to order one of those. So this is it. That's what we look like. So I'm not signed in at the moment. This is the home page when you go to all the W's, halfyardsewingclub.com, and you can see just underneath join today it says buy a gift subscription. So you don't have to be a member if you wanted, or if you wanted to drop a hint for somebody else to buy you something. That's where you need to go. When you do sign in, just briefly, I know I give you lots of these kind of shared screens when we do these, but I think it's important for anybody that is thinking about joining as exactly what you're going to get. So this is as you're logged in, this is what you get. So there's your November project, which is Rosy Reindeer, which I know some of you have been adapting into unicorns, so it's not just for Christmas time. There's your secondary project. That's the block of the month. So those are the 3 things that are going to be new for November. And then we go back through previous ones. I think, let me have a look at Rosie. So view project. And when we scroll down, you have your instructions. There's a template, and you can opt to print those as well if you wish. And there's your video. And these are what you've been making. So I know that's Lisa's. I've actually got that here. And they're beautiful. Oh, have to say, one of my favourite projects, this one. Oh, got his antlers tied up, look. So sweet. Oh, baby blue one, that's lovely. Oh. So you've got a chance to post your makes on here as well, which is what I've shown you there. So that's that. That's the way that it works. But also while we're here, we have, there's your projects, there's tips and techniques. There's loads of these in there, sewing with viscose, sewing with cord. We're adding to these every month. There's a whole load of these I know are going to be going on very soon. And, oh, I seem to want to go slow. And Ask a Member is in that. Oh, I haven't been on here today. Can I buy the fleece on this site? Oh, I must answer that. We don't sell anything on this site. It's purely the club. Can anyone tell me what the 12 Days of Christmas competition is, please? I mentioned on David's live today, but not received an email. Oh, so look at, oh, see Bob's replied, look under the blog. So it's kind of a nice little community. People getting to know each other and asking questions and all that kind of thing. Is there any way to purchase the Rosy Reindeer pattern? No, that's a member project, Elaine. You do need to be a member of the Half Yard Club for any of the projects from the Half Yard Club. Hello, Lisa. How are you? How are you doing? Adam was up through the night with shiver. Oh no, Janet. I hope you're going to be all right. Parasite. Oh, good. Okay, glad you're feeling better. Sarah says, join. It's the best club going. Feels like a family and so much value for money. Thank you so much. Oh, Debbie didn't get a reminder this time. Don't know what happened there. Hello, Susan. So I know I've missed loads of your comments while I've been nattering, but I will go back. I'm glad you're all right, Lisa. I will go back and have a look through your comments later on. If we join, maybe still purchase the Rosy Reindeer project. It's that's one of the yes, it's there. If you join, and it's £5.99 a month or £60 for a year. So if you join for a whole year, you get that 2 months free. So you don't purchase the project separately. That's it. Once you've joined, you have access to 48 projects, 24 of those with video, 24 without video, and all of the blocks of the month. So for your first £5.99, you've got 48 projects there. So you don't need to purchase anything else. That's it. You get the lot. Had Visa. What's Visa? Visa? Talking to somebody else. Thank you, Leslie. Glad you like it. Anyway, who's sewing along this morning? Who else has got coffee going cold like mine? Anyway, I haven't cut my fabric out yet, so we'll start that now. I did put the measurements on Facebook and let you know on YouTube as well if you subscribe, so hopefully you've got all of that. So here we go. Gosh, can you hear that wind? We're going to have plant pots all over the place. Okay, so this is my outer fabric, and then I've got H630 as my fusible fleece. You don't need to use H630, but you'll need something. It could be interfacing, like dressmaking interfacing, that kind of thing. But I like that one. It's a little bit thinner than the H640. That's what I've used on here, so it just gives it a nice paddedness. I wouldn't use foam on this. I think that would be too thick. Okay, and there's my zip, and there's my lining. So let's cut this first of all. Just got my measurements written down here. 9 inches by 14.5, so 9 inches across by 14.5 inches down. So I'll just tidy up the end of this. It'd help if I could see what I was doing. So I normally stand up to do that. That went wobbly. Nine inches across will take me to here. May as well go all the way down. And 14 inches down is there. I must get my radio mic sorted out so I can actually stand up and move around and stuff. Okay, so that's going to be the outer part of the wallet. Just excuse me if it wobbles a little bit, because I'm just going to zoom out slightly. That's better, isn't it? Okay, so that's the outside of the wallet. And then the lining is 26 inches by 9. So I've folded this in half. So I know I need that to be, let me chop off those selvages. We don't want those, do we? So I need to fold that over by 13 inches. And again, it's 9 inches wide. That. Make sure that's nice and straight. That is definitely 13 inches, yes it is. So we'll chop that there. And 9 inches wide. Which is here. So hopefully you've got yours cut out already, but if you haven't, chop along with me. I'm going to need a new blade in there. Right, for the pocket pieces, so that's that, that's that. I need one for the outside of the pocket, which is this piece here. So I'm looking rather messy now. I've zoomed out a little bit, aren't I? Let me tidy this away a bit and see what I'm doing better. How's that? Don't like mess. So one piece of the outer fabric for this, and then 3 pieces of the lining fabric all cut to the same size. So that's spare, that's front and back. So that again is 9 inches across, and this time it's 4.5 inches deep. Just make that square. It's 4.5 inches. And then 3 lining pieces, all measuring the same. Hello, Joe. Is that Joe? Sorry, Joanne. Hello, Joanne in Australia. Cashing us for the first time. Nice to have your company. Okay, so let's 4.5, and another 4.5 by 9. Had an ice cold glass of oranges to cool me down. Oh, Mary, stop it. Mug of soup I could do with here. It's freezing. Isn't it funny? I know we had. I know we're having dreadful weather at the moment, particularly in Scotland. But it was only last week I was walking the dog without a coat on. It was really sunny. It's quite bizarre at the moment. 9 inches wide. Thank you, Alison. I'm glad you like them. There we go. Okay. So that's all my cutting done. So let me explain again what we've actually got. Take that out of the way. Right. So that's my front and back fabric. This is my lining fabric. And then I've got 3 pocket pieces and 1 front pocket piece. So let's do the lining bit first of all. I'm just going to put the iron on and take away these creases because I'm going to put creases in there and I don't want it to be confusing. Wonky Street on the winter page. No, who's that? Oh, sorry, I keep missing your messages. Sorry about that. Oh, Helen. No, I haven't seen that. I shall have a look at it. Morning Lorraine. Mandy, it's a beautiful quilt, isn't it? Really pleased with that one. Even Kim's going to make one up. She says she can't wait to get started on that one. It's nice, I think, having a block every month as well, because it makes it a little bit less overwhelming if you've not made anything like that before. Alright, so I'll just take these creases out first of all. Snow in Warwickshire, snowing in the New Forest. Ooh. Hello, Justin in Cape Town. You've probably got summer over there, haven't you? We're talking about snow. Thank you, Lorraine. Right. So, where's my mat gone? Well, wherever it is, it'll have to, I'll switch that off. It's one of those things, isn't it? I sit here, I don't move anywhere, and things just disappear. It's quite odd. What size is the stabiliser? That's the iron gone. The stabiliser will be the same size as the outer fabric, so it's only going on that one piece. So it's 14 inches by 9 inches. In fact, I'll do that now while I've got the iron here. So we don't have that on the pocket piece, it's just on the outer piece. And as I'm using H630, I can use lots of steam with this as well. It's one of the reasons why I like it. It doesn't tend to wrinkle. Oh look, I'm getting, well you can't see, I'm getting ever so knotted down here. Collect, that would be a jolly good idea. So you'll have to stay with us for a year then. If you're just joining for the block of the month, the putting together will be this time next year. Gosh, and I bet it'll go so quickly. I did find the red circles, Gillian, they were on the floor. Don't know how I knocked that. Sunny day, says Justine. Zoe, if you have any problems joining, then drop the team an email. It's info@halfyardsewingclub.com. I'll put that in the details actually underneath the description underneath the video after we've finished. But we'll sort you out, don't worry about that. So we've got a really good team actually. I did show you photos the other week, didn't I, of everybody? But there's me and Kim from this end, and then Caroline, who's the boss. She's the brains behind the whole thing. She's probably going to be the one that's picking up any messages over the weekend. She never stops working. And then there's Emily, who's an editor. So all of the projects that I make are properly edited. They also go to a proofreader called Betsy, and they come back with any comments like, well, I'm not sure your sums add up there, or you've missed this bit out, or made spelling mistakes or something like that. So when the projects come to you, they're all very professional. And then any of the patterns that I draw are digitized by Emma. So those are all professional as well. And then we have Sophie and Claire who do the marketing. So it's got quite a team down here. Lisa's made up 6 stockings using the Robin stocking pattern from one of your old CD. Oh, really? Still got those? And 2 reindeer and posted the field. Oh, that's really nice. Is there a project from the Half Yard Club that is a thread catcher with a mouse on the end? Yes, there is. It's knocking around here somewhere. I can't remember what we called that. Oh, it was the sewing machine dust cover. It was the dust cover and the thread catcher to match. So if you put that into the search bar at the top of the page on the Half Yard Club, then you'll be able to see it there. Right. That would be lovely to have a help. Oh dear, the wind. Like a floor manager, that kind of thing. It's funny, that's what my son does for a living for Ideal World. I should poach him, shouldn't I? Now we're going to do some measuring. And I need my bit of paper because I can't remember offhand. So are you ready? You might want to write these down. Will I see that? Yes. So from the bottom, this is the lining piece. From the bottom, I'm going to measure 4.5 inches and draw a line. Yes, you can see that, good. From that line, we're going to go 2 inches. And then from that one, we're going to go another 2 inches. Next one up, 3 inches. Anybody not keeping up? Do you want me to slow down? Do you want me to go over this again? Body outer is it 14.5? Oh, it is. Oh, I'm sorry, it is 14.5. I got that wrong. Oh, never mind, it'll be fine. Yes, sorry, outer piece 14.5 by 9. No, I've actually got it written down here, 14.5 by 9, so that's entirely my fault. I do apologise. So 14.5 is right. Right, so that one was 3 inches. I've lost where I am now. Okay, so 3 inches, then a 2 inches, I'll go over this again in a minute. Another 3 inches. Took me ages to work this out. And then a 2 inches. So left at the top there, you've got 7.5 inches. Okay. So the first line, I'll go over that again. The first line from the bottom, Hazel, you have 14.5. Outer one, 14.5 by 9, just like I put on Facebook. So 4.5 for the first line, 2 inches, 2 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches, 3 inches, and 2 inches. Okay. I ought to write those down, hadn't I? Unless if you've written those down at home, that's superb. 23. Right. So just rechecking my measurements on that one. Okay. Now we're going to do some folding. So from the first one here, or that's the line where the pocket's going to be. Okay, 4.5 inches. Then we're going to pinch the second line and take it up so that that crease is on the line there. Does that make sense? And then the same with the next one, and the same with the next one. So you end up with 3 pockets, and that should measure your 14.5 inches. And it's spreading out a little bit. I'm going to fold mine a little bit more actually, because I got it wrong, didn't I? Okay, can you see that clearly enough on here? Elaine just filled out the entire page to join, and it kicked out all the information and said page not found. Elaine, could you email info@halfyardsewingclub.com and ask them, and one of the team will get back to you. I don't do the technical bits on the Half Yard Club. That'll probably be Claire, Sophie or Caroline will get back to you with that one, but they will be able to sort you out, don't worry. Making a wallet, Jill, this morning. Okay, so let me show you again. The first line is where the pocket's going to sit. The second line and the third line here is going to be kind of the valley, and the first line is going to fold over. And then take the next one with this one as the valley and fold it over, and then this one, fold it over, and you should have 3 pockets like that. Okay, and I'll just press those in place. Don't worry if your sizes don't turn out to be exact. So for instance, when you've measured all of these together, you should get 14.5 inches. If it's just under, if it's just over, then don't worry about it, because we can trim it down. So let's pop the iron on and just press those. I'm going to put a couple of pins in here to secure. Hello Sheridan in St Vincent, nice to have you along. The brown check project in the background. That one. I'm not sure what the brown check project is. Explain a little bit more and I shall let you know. Not sure which one you mean. Right, let's hold that down and then, oops, make that straight. And then I'm just going to sew a dividing line right down the middle of the pockets. So the best way to do that is to just fold it in half and finger crease. And I'm just going to sew a line straight down here. I do have orange thread in my machine, which isn't ideal when I'm using dark red fabric, but that's what I've got. So let's pull this over here. So at the top here, we're going to just backwards and forwards to secure it. And then so all the way down to just below, oops, that 4.5 inch mark there. Okay. If you want to sew down the edges as well, just to hold those in place, then that's absolutely fine. -10 in Alaska, good grief. Hello Dagmar in Germany. Somehow I replied to me. Hello Jane, first time watching, welcome along. Right. Basically, Colette, if you watch the video back later on, if you didn't quite catch it, but if you've drawn the lines at the inches that I said and then fold every other one, you'll see how it just falls into place and you get these pocket shapes. Okay, then the snap, which I've put somewhere, have a look in my bowl. The thing with these magnetic snaps, they stick to everything, don't they? Where's my other bit? Chat amongst yourselves for just a second while I find the rest of my snap. Seems to have disappeared. Rummage around in it. This is what I mean, is I just sit here doing nothing and things just disappear. Well, if anybody can see my snap, can you let me know? I seem to be snapless. Oh, here we go, here we go. They're all stuck to each other down there. Do need to be more organised. Right. I'm using 18mm snaps. You can use smaller, that doesn't have to be exact. So, let's move you out the way. Let's move you out the way as well. You don't have to be looking at me cold coffee, do you? Okay, or my mouse for that matter. So this one is going to go 1 inch from the top in the centre here. So my pockets are all facing upwards still, and my snap needs to go in the centre here. So let's fold this in half, finger crease it, and then I'm taking the slimmer part and I'm going to fix that to here. I am going to put a little scrap of fabric behind there because my cotton's quite thin, and that's just going to strengthen it. So this wasn't in your materials list, but if you do have, just looking for my glue, a little bit of scrap, you're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter what colour it is. And I'm just going to pop that behind where the snap's going to go. And then we'll place the back of the snap 1 inch from the top, measure that if you like, and just draw 2 little lines each side. Then either use your quick unpick or a very sharp pair of scissors and snip into those lines, make tiny cuts. And there we go. If your cuts aren't quite big enough, you can always make them bigger, but if you make your cuts too big, you've got big cuts in your fabric, which doesn't look very good. And then the back of the snap goes on here and squish it out. Hello Sandy, and welcome along to the Half Yard Club. Thank you for joining. I hope you love it. Remember, if you're joining now, you're going to have 2 years worth of projects the day that you join, and that would be 48 projects. 24 of those with video, 24 of those are smaller projects without the video, and you will have access to all the last 3 years worth of blocks of the month. And then this one, remember, which is coming out in January, so you'll be able to, oh, I'm so excited, the debutees, Debbie and the debutees, I like that. Okay, so that's what we've got. The second part of the magnetic snap is going to go on this section. We'll make up the pocket in just a second. Let's get these snaps on. Now I got my measurements slightly wrong, did I not? Yours should be 14.5 inches, so I need to trim my lining down a little bit. This is what I'm saying about, it doesn't have to be absolutely 100% accurate. If you cut your fabric width-wise half an inch shorter, if you wanted to make this smaller, then just adjust your measurements. So if you wanted to check and double check how this goes together, place the two pieces together like that. That will fold up. Got that upside down. That'll fold up there, and that'll fold down there. So that's what it's going to look like. So the second half of the snap needs to go here. So if you take your outer piece, we're going to measure 2 inches from the top here and centralize it. So again, I'll fold that in half and just finger crease to find the center. Actually, that doesn't look accurate enough to me. Let me measure that properly. So 4.5 inches across and 2 inches down is what we want. Okay, so 2 inches from the top, and in the center, which on 9 inches is 4.5 inches here. And that's where the second snap's going to go. So let's take the back again like we did before. Place that over the mark. Anybody keeping up or not keeping up? I don't do lives for children at the moment, Paula. That's a nice idea, but I don't know at the moment when I'd be able to fit it in. But yes, that is a very good idea. A very good idea. Oh, Lisa, here we go. Like I said before, I'll always be older than you. Always be wiser. She knows I don't mean it. Right. So we've got that. So now when the two go together, that'll fold up and that'll fold down. But we need pockets, do we not? Paul, I love the idea of lives for children. You watching, Kim? Do you reckon we could fit that in? I was chatting to Kim the other day, actually, because as I've probably mentioned on several occasions, I have a rather busy schedule. Like, I don't take time off, and I'm rubbish at. I think I'm just rubbish at time management. So I've got a big whiteboard in my office, and I've planned out what I'm going to do every single day. So 1 day half yard club, 1 day writing books, 1 day filming, 2 days filming, and I've worked it all out so I get a Sunday off. Yeah. But then when I get the Sunday off, I start to think, well, if I get some more work done today, I can get really ahead and then maybe take 2 days off next week. But then if I get 2 days off, I'm thinking, well, if I spend those 2 days getting really ahead, and then you never get any days off whatsoever. So that's kind of how we are at the moment. And we were talking about, because we both work together on the website, on the Debbie Shaw Sewing website. And Kim was saying, oh, I'd like to do this for that, I'd like to do that for the website. So yeah, we could do that on that Sunday, that's my day off, couldn't we? She said, no, you've got to have a day off. Anyway, but I do like that idea. First thing we're going to do is put the zip in. Yes, it could, Andrea, very easily. If you can make it, Andrea's asking if you can make it narrower. You imagine that's what it's like when it's done. You could make it that wide, and that would easily fit into a pocket. I'm not sure about lengthwise. I'd have to work it all out, and it took me ages to work this one out because of the size of the pockets. But if you imagine it, you could make this a really narrow one. You don't have to put the dividing line down the centre, so you could make it half the size. You could have this 4.5 inches instead of 9 inches, and that would easily fit into a pocket. So yes, that can be done. Chris says, my grandchildren adore you and watch every Wednesday after school. Now then, live for children. I need a couple of little bits of fabric. These are your 2-inch squares that I've put on the cutting list. So let me just cut a couple of these. These are just to go on the ends of the zip, so again, don't have to be exact. 2 inches, 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 2 Francesca's late again. I know you were late, Francesca. We were talking about you. We were saying, where's Francesca? Late again. Bet she's been doing the housework. Right, now my terribly long zip, I need to chop down. I think I put 12 inches on the instructions because I don't like working, if I can help it, I don't like working around the metal stoppers. So I'm going to cut this down so that I've got an inch of fabric at the end of the zip. So let's chop off the stoppers. So if I've got an inch of fabric left at the end of each zip, then my zip needs to be 7 inches long. I'll just do that by eye. And then I'm going to sew these pieces to the ends of the zip. So again, I'm going to glue them. You don't need to. If I wobble again, excuse me, I'm going to come in just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So just a little dot of glue on the end there, and these are going to go facing down so that you're trapping the zip in between the two pieces, like so. And then sew straight across. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Debbie is older than you. How does she manage without a nip to the Has Lisa got a weak bladder? I think that's what it is. Has she gone? Oh, she's back. Lisa will probably blame it on gin. Right, let's do this. Does wonders for your bladder. 6:45 in Carolina, South Carolina. Welcome along, Rose. I'm glad your dog's got you up this morning. Bobby started getting me up in the middle of the night, actually. Either to feed or to go out. I think she knows when it's going to rain because she's terrified of the rain. So this morning she was up at about 5:30 wanting to go out for a wee, and then by 6 o'clock it was raining. I thought that was good timing because she wouldn't have gone out otherwise. Hello Louise in Suffolk. You don't need to say a word, Lisa. I know what you're thinking. Oh, quilting the outer would be a lovely idea, Leslie. Yes, obviously before you put on the magnetic snap. But that would, why didn't I quilt it? I should have quilted it. Let's sew across this one. Oh, this glue, Heather, is a Soline glue stick. It's they're really quite good actually. It's blue, but it dries clear, but it's made for fabric, so I'm not worried about using that with my sewing machine. Please don't use a Pritt stick that's designed for paper. Okay, let's do this. So just sew over the end, straight over the end of the zip, like so. And then finger crease that back again. Again, I'm going to glue it. You don't need to glue it, but I'm going to put a bit of glue on there. And we're going to trim this down. I don't always trim the zip down at this stage, but I thought it might make it clearer as to what we're going to do. So let's just do that. Anybody keeping up with me? Do you ever stock long leather handles, fuse and shoulder straps and a tote bag? Deirdre, we've got some black, I think, on the website.
Gin? Oh, sorry. Coffee.
Honestly, no, I'm not on there.
I always get that mixed up.
What, gin and coffee?
Yes.
Are you painting?
I might be.
Covered in white. Thank you. Right, so let's trim this back. I was looking out the window this morning, Linda, and because Bobbin sits in the window and just barks at people. She frightens them to death if they're not used to it. But there were people actually drenched through to the skin still walking the dogs and, you know, wagging tails. Bobbin would be terrified. In fact, she came out at one point because it was just that like very light misty rain, and tail between her legs and shaking, and bolted back in again. Okay, so let's take the pocket piece that was one outer and one lining. So outer's going to go on the front. I just wanted to get that one on first. So I've trimmed the some sewing away without explaining what I'm doing. I do apologise. Susan, we have screed down on the floor. We don't have wood down on the floor. They're coming next Friday to put wood on the floor, but we haven't got any wood yet. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but we do have a floor of sorts. Still freezing in there, but you know. So just making sure I've got this the right side up, because I'm using a directional fabric. So slide a side down, pop it on, and line it up centrally, so the two edges here, the ends of the zip, are the same distance away from the edge. If you wanted to put some glue along there, that would work well. And I'm just going to sew straight down the centre of the zip tape. So I'm going to move my zip over, my foot over, sorry, because I'm not using a zipper foot. If you want to put a zipper foot on, then that would be fine. And let's sew straight down. So when you come to the slider, foot up, up again if you've got an extra high presser foot, and then move the slider out of the way and carry on sewing. Then I can trim these ends off like that. 1 inch, Zoe. So the width of the wallet is 9 inches wide. I've cut the zip down to 7 inches, and then just added a couple of inches of the of scrap fabric. So I'm going to open the zip this time and sew the lining down. So that's from the same, I'm sewing along the same stitch line. That's why I like to do this twice. I quite often get out, why don't you just sandwich it in between the two pieces and sew at once? I find I'm a lot more accurate getting the stitch line straight down the centre of the zip when I can see where it is. So I always do that. I do the same with piping. I sew it one side at a time so I can see what I'm doing. So I can feel when I'm coming to the zip pull. So foot up and wiggle it out of the way. Hi Kaz, just got in from work. Very good, thank you. A bit cold, have to say. I've got the heater on, but I have to leave the door open just in case Bobbin comes now. Otherwise she just scratches to get in. So that's that. And then the two lining pieces are going to go on the opposite side of the zip here. And again, I'm sewing from the zip side so I can see exactly where the stitches are going to go. Coming up to that slider, needle down, shove it out the way. Leslie, I wasn't going to do a video for this one, maybe I should. I'm not sure when it'll be though. Maybe I should do that because it is a bit confusing, isn't it? Then I can write down all the instructions again. So I'll do that. But it might not be today. Got books to finish, you know. You know, I've done a compilation of projects from other books. Search Press have put them together into collections. So there's half yard summer, half yard spring. I'm working on half yard winter at the moment. So we're all feeling quite festive, have to say. Could you show how you put the zipper on so easily? I always struggle with putting on a zip. Oh, am I not being clear enough there? That's why I like to do it one side at a time, Andrew, so I can really see what I'm doing with it. So right sides together. So in other words, the slide is always facing upwards. This is the easiest way to put in a zip. It's a lot easier than putting it in a dress or anything like that. And then the zip needs to be sandwiched in between the two pieces. So my second side is going to go on here. And then I like to sew from the side that I've just sewn. So the zip is in between the two lining pieces like that. And then, oh, I've just unplugged my machine. Silly thing to do. Just move my needle back over again. And so over the same stitch line. Foot up. I can hear my little studio shaking. It's so so windy. Sorry, Andrew, the actual slider. Is that moving it out? I don't know what you mean. I think I missed your first comment. Jackie's is my Maddie book on pre-order already? I haven't really yet. Gosh. Oh, that was very high. Only dogs can hear. Ironing pad. I'll use the little one. It's not due from me till the end of January, and then it'll take about another year to... When's it due? I didn't even know it was available. Oh, there you go. Better get on with it then, hadn't I? Could use this technique for the zipper pull on all types of zipper bags, or it depends on the zipper bag. For this type, if it's a makeup bag, as long as the ends of the zip are concealed, yep, absolutely fine. You can use it on, you know, the technique on any kind of zip, really. The reason being why I've done that, I shall explain, is because I haven't put binding around the edge. I've actually bagged this out. So they're sewn together inside out, sew all the way around and turn it the right side out. So if the end of the zip hadn't got the fabric on it, the zip would actually go into that seam, and that would be really bulky. So by adding the fabric on the end, it looks nice, but it also means that when this goes into the seam, I'm only sewing through fabric, I'm not sewing through zip. Oh, how you put the slider on the continuous zip at the start. This wasn't a continuous zip, it's just an ordinary zip, Andrea. I have got a YouTube video on how to apply a slider to a continuous zip, so have a look at that. I did use continuous zip on the sewing machine bag. And in that one, let me show you that actually. I will do a video for this one because we're all over the place, aren't we? So I'll try and get that done later. Probably won't be uploaded till tomorrow because there's a lot of editing to do. Yeah, on this one, look. Oh, that's a bit close, isn't it? There's two zips that are facing each other. I think you can actually buy zips like this, can't you? That already meet. Sorry if I've gone a bit out of focus. I'm very close to that camera now. So they meet in the middle, and the one that I've put on the front also meets in the middle. And that's the nice thing about continuous zip, because you can just take the slider off one end, turn it around and feed it back on again, so they can go in opposite directions. But yeah, so there is a video on YouTube that I've made showing you how to do that, and it's actually really, really simple. This, by the way, if you just joined us, Half Yard Autumn, I'm assuming so, Leslie. I'm just doing what I'm commissioned to. Hello, Helene. If you just joined us, this is your December the 1st Half Yard Sewing Club project, just to let you know. It's a sewing machine bag with loads of pockets, with no pattern, because you're going to measure your machine and have a bespoke sewing machine bag to fit your machine. So that's what that is. So that's January's project. And that's the same bag behind me, just in different fabric as well. Anyway, Jane, I've used canvas. This one is it's quite a light canvas, but it is canvas, so it's a strong fabric. And that is the deluxe sewing machine fabric canvas that we have on the website as well. So something quite sturdy, upholstery fabric, denim fabric, canvas fabric, anything like that. And I'm going to top stitch around the edge of the zip. Morning, Cynthia in the snow. So I can go back to the central position on my needle again. And so. Move you out the way. Round in a box. And this helps to, remember it looks nice, I like a bit of top stitching, but this helps to keep the fabric flat and stop it from lifting up at all and interfering with the zip. And over the end. Okay, then we can start piecing this thing together. Anybody need me to slow down while you keep up? Let me know, won't you? Any projects using old jeans? Oh yes, Diane, I've just finished writing a book with Kimberly, with my daughter, which is out in April, and it's called, I keep forgetting this one, Restyle, Refashion, Restitch. I've probably got those in the wrong order, and that's available for pre-order. And I'm looking at 2 projects which I'm really proud of right here at the moment that are made with old jeans. I think you'd be quite impressed. I wish I could turn my camera around and show you, but I can't. How do you finish the bag with a piped edge? I would add the piping around the edge here at this point, and then just make it up in the same way. If you wanted to make a bound edge, then you'd put all of your layers together now, and then put binding all the way around the edge and add mine to the corners. You can round the corners off there if you wanted to as well. While we're here, that's how we're looking. So you can keep double checking if you're making different sizes or you're not sure that it's all fitting together right. And then open it up like that. Okay, so let's put this together. So I'm going to take my pocket first of all and place it right sides together. Actually it goes on that end, doesn't it? Let me just double check this. So that goes there, pocket goes there, that's that, that's that, that goes on there, pocket goes there. Why have I got that different? Oh, I haven't, no, I've got it right. Okay. As well, to double check. So the bit with the clasp, we're going to place the pocket open, facing down. And just take a couple of minutes to line up all of these edges together. Okay, particularly the bottom edge. And there's pocket lining, pocket lining. And I'm going to hold that together with a couple of pins for now. And like that. And then I'm going to sew across the bottom, about 6 inches across the bottom here. And I'm just using the edge of my foot as a seam allowance, so it's about 1/4 of an inch. I've just started a little bit out there. So just across the bottom, just between those 2 points like that. And I can take the pins out. And I'm going to place this one right sides down. So that's the right side up with the snap at the top. So I've got the snap at the bottom of this one, pocket right sides down, and let's flip this over so this is right sides together. and hold that together with a few pins. I'm not pinning right up to the edge because I'm going to flip this over to sew it in a second. Let's pin through these pockets. And through here. Right. Christine, I'm actually going to do a YouTube video, I think. The measurements for the fabric and everything are all on Facebook, and I did message everyone on YouTube who subscribed, so you should have them there. But it's only as I was kind of oh, thank you for that. Who's put that up? Jackie, thank you. That's the one. Refashion, restyle, restitch is what it's called. I never get it right. Yeah, it was only when I started putting this together I thought actually there's a lot of explaining of sizes and measurements, so it may be easier if I do a YouTube video without the chat. But it takes me quite a while. It'll take me the rest of the day to actually film it, and then probably another half day, if not more than that, to edit it and render it and upload it. So it's not a quick thing to do, but I shall try and get one on there in the next couple of days. But the zip pocket narrower to make room to put a mobile in. I'm not sure about that. So if you made the zip pocket, what, say here? Because when you fold it up, that's not enough room for a mobile, is it? But there is a pocket at the back here that you could put a mobile in. So I think that would work. Oh, Christine, go on. Okay, now then we're going to sew. This is why I'm sewing from this side, because I can see that line that I've already sewn across the bottom. And I'm going to sew all the way around and meet that line there. So I've got a hole in the bottom here for turning. So let's start here. So match up the seam, because you will see, whoops, on camera, if you don't. And again, I'm just using the edge of my foot as a seam allowance. It's not the most important thing to have an exact seam allowance on this. Back down this side. Do you know, I think this would look lovely in a faux leather. We have, I don't think it's on the website yet, but we do have some sequin fabric coming in. It'd be like a clutch bag, wouldn't it? Or that flamingo, that'd look nice as well, flamingo fabric. Bernadette's lost it. Oh, sorry. I thought this was going to be a really, really simple project, because it's just folding the linings, making the pockets and things like that. I thought that's going to be easy to do. So sorry if you lost me. October the 31st for the Maddie book. Oh, I'd better get on with it then, hadn't I? Oh, a narrow cord fab. Oh, we've got some new cord on the website as well. Let me take the pins out. Oh, what I did there. I'll show you what I did there. Look. I got the pockets folded over as I was sewing. That's because I was sewing from the top and I wasn't taking it. I should have put more pins in there. That's okay, we'll go back over it again. Let's snip that bit where it's folded. And just go over that bit again. And that's it. Search for So Maddie. Oh, do you know, I don't keep up with things. I don't read enough social media. I don't take any notice of what anybody else is doing. I thought that was switched off. Just excuse me. That should be muted. And I don't even look on the website. Maybe I should do. Black clock material cut out ready to make the wallet later. Oh, with gold lining, Karen. That'd be nice. That's the steampunk fabric. That's really nice. Just woken up, says Karen. Morning. Okay. So I'm going to chop across the corners, just to cut down on the book. Trim that back a little bit as well. It seemed to have moved when I was sewing. Goes in there. Hello, Bob. Hello. Come on then. I've got the heater on down there. You'll like that. Are you coming? You're not. Are you coming? Hello, sweetie. Oh, you're nice and warm. Must get a bob cam. There's a good girl. Oh, gone to a sofa. So I've trimmed off the corners, and remember I've got a gap underneath here where I'm going to turn it through, and that gap should now be inside as the inside of the pocket. So let's poke out my corners. A narrow corded cap would be a nice idea. Right, poking up there, up there. I'm going to turn that through again in just a second. What has been the worst sewing mistake you've ever made? Oh, I must have told you before, a while ago, because I did it twice. A friend of mine asked me to take a waistcoat that she had, quite a lot of gilet, and put some sleeves in it from a jacket that she had. So I got this thing home, I took the sleeves out of the jacket. The waistcoat fabric was so thick it wouldn't go under my sewing machine, so I sewed the sleeves in by hand. It took me ages. And then when I picked it up afterwards, it was like that. Put the sleeves in the wrong holes, hadn't I? So I unpicked it all and I sewed it together again, all by hand, and I'd only sewn one sleeve in. I thought I better check I've got it right this time. Wrong sleeve in it again, unpicked it again. For the third time, sewed these sleeves in by hand. Gave it to my friend, and I was all pleased with myself because I'd done this thing that I'd never done before. And a few days later I said to her, you know, have you worn it? Did you like it? And she says, no, I didn't like it. I took the sleeves back out again. So yeah, if I hadn't have done it 3 times by hand, it wouldn't have been so bad. But yes, that was a bad mistake on 2 counts there. A mistake I do regularly. Nothing really bad, to be honest, Andrea. Not leaving turning gaps on a regular occasion, making waistbands and not leaving a gap to put elastics through. Not things that can be unpicked, easily rectified kind of things. That's a good idea, Michelle. I'm going to put some dressmaking interfacing into the pockets to make them a bit more sturdy. Now the gap at the bottom, personally, I sew by hand. Because if you sew that by machine, there's a chance that, I mean, that's the seam, that's the outside of your bag. So if you sew that by machine, you're going to have to be pretty accurate to get right on that line so that you're not spoiling the shape from the outside. So this is on the inside of the lining, so it's not something that's going to be seen a lot. I haven't brought the right colour thread down with me. I think black's going to probably be the closest I've got. So let's be fine. You won't see it. Are you comfy, Bob? She pads around the cushions like a cat and goes round and round and round, curls up into a little ball. Well, look at that. I've already got a needle threaded with exactly the right colour thread. It's almost like it was planned, isn't it? Mince pies and mulled wine. Lisa forgot to leave a turning gap on a reindeer and it was infuriating because she couldn't find a seam ripper. Oh. Okay, see if you can see from here. Oh, wrong end. I says you can't even see the hole. It's because it's at this end. So I'm going to start with the needle inside the seam so you don't see the knot at the end. And I'm just folding the edges over and ladder stitch, so in one side, over to the other, and in there. And I'm not going all the way through to the outside of the fabric again, because I don't want to see the stitches on the outside. It'll spoil the shape of the bottom of the bag. So into that seam and across. We just go all the way across like that. Mary's worst sewing mistake was years ago, giving fabric to make curtains for an aunt. They would stop at the windowsill and I made them too short by 18 inches. Oh, a decorative border across the bottom then maybe. Yeah, tempting, Andrea, I have to say. No, Karen, where did you put the picture of your Santa? I need to have a look. Putting antlers on 8 Rosie the reindeer. I'm glad you like Rosie the reindeer. She has been one of my favourite projects. She's, well, there's 2 of her each side of my little set. If you're new and you haven't seen them before, those are last month's Half Yard Club main project. So there's a video to go with those as well. Celia's making a pile of mastercock. Alan's still got problems with his V-necks. Just make them round. Make them round, Alan. What's your worst sewing mistake then? Or the most frustrating thing you've ever done or tried to do? I do get quite a few, not really bad mistakes, but because most of what I do is designing projects. Sometimes things don't go quite right. I have the strangest looking owl in my sewing room. Because I tend to just cut out the fabric and make it without really thinking too much about it. Most of the time it works. Like Rosie the Rain, she took ages to figure out that. Anyway, yes, I've got a very strange looking owl with a very tiny pin head that didn't quite work. Oh, and then I made an elephant toy, and the head was so big it wouldn't even, it was kind of a sit-up one, but it got this massive big head. That's still knocking around somewhere. Things, once they've got eyes, I can't throw them away. Deborah did a giveaway for the wallet. I wasn't planning to do a giveaway, Carol, for this one. I tell you what, there are, somebody said earlier on, the 12 Days of Christmas. That is a Half Yard Club giveaway. So that'll all be explained on the Half Yard Club Facebook page. But there will be 12 days of giveaways, and that's everything from, there's a few things that I've made, there's some of my fabrics, there's books, there's a whole Seams beauty pack, can't remember what else there is on there, but yeah, 12 really good presents that we're going to be giving away. On Christmas Day, I might save some of these for Christmas Day, I'm going to be live at 4 o'clock in the afternoon UK time on Facebook and on YouTube. And I'm planning on doing lots of giveaways there as well. Got lots of stuff to give away there for you. Right, I've just come to the end of that. It's gone a bit dark now. At least the wind's stopped. There we go. And chop that off. So again, that seam is inside the pocket, so when I turn this the right side out now, I don't have any hand stitching on the outside because I've got a continuous seam all the way around the outside of the wallet. So let's poke those corners out again. I shall press it and then top stitch around the edge. Am I on? Yes, I am. Chris's first bit of quilting, a baby quilt. Oh, never looked on the back. All the stitches rumpled and awful. The thing is, you learn from it, don't you? You learn from getting things wrong. Because you never do them again. Mind you, on saying that, I sewed sleeves in the wrong way 3 times, didn't I? The bag with the sewing design. Patricia, that is next month's Half Yard Club project, the main Half Yard Club project. So yes, I did make that. Let's see if I can reach that one actually and show you. It's the same as the other one. Here we go. I have got a cushion in it at the moment to weigh it down a little bit, so let me just take that out and I'll show you. So this is made to fit this sewing machine, put that there, but it's a project that it's made to measure. It's a bespoke for your sewing machine. So there is a video for this as well. That'll be going up on the 1st of December, and I'll show you how to measure your machine and then work out the fabrics that you need to make it up. So we've got a zip pocket at the front, there's 2 patch pockets at the back, and then on the inside here there are elasticated pocket, and you've got patch pockets at the back as well. So I made this, I actually used 2 fabrics for this one. I was going to do that. And it's got bias binding around the inside, so there is a degree of hand sewing in there as well. I used 2 fabrics because I thought it looked nice. The other one that I made has just got the 1 lining fabric, so if you wanted to use a combination of colours, then that's fine. But I like the way that it opens right up like that as well, like a wide mouth bag. But it would make a nice overnight bag as well. So that's what that is. That's next month's Half Yard Club members project. Oh, there you go. Oh, right. Let's top stitch this one. Just made an elf, just with the eyes and mouth and a bell on his hat. It's not the simplest of projects, Patricia, I'll be honest. But with the Half Yard Club, I try and cover all genres. The secondary project is just going to be a cutlery holder, so that's a really, really simple project. But I always think that if you don't challenge yourself, then you're never going to try something new. So if you're a beginner, you've got 48 projects to get on with, so you can kind of build up your skills to get to the level where you can make something like that. It's not complicated, it's the bulk. It's getting it under the sewing machine and getting the rest of it out of the way. I'll be quite honest with you, that could be a struggle, but there's the video to go with it, so you can kind of stop and start and sew along with me. Working out the size of it is really simple. That's dead easy to do. So yeah, there's lots of different levels of sewing projects in the club. But I'd like to think that even if you're a beginner, if that's not going to be the first thing you do, then you can kind of work up to doing something like that. Does that make sense? Okay, let's top stitch around here. I'm going to move my needle over again. Tissue ender. I've not heard of that one, Michelle. Wipeable fabric. That would be a nice idea. Right, so I'm just going to stitch all the way around the edge, quite close to the edge. And then we'll be done. And this again just helps to keep everything nice and flat. Just take it easy over the lumpy bit at the edge of the zip. Quite close to the edge around here because we don't want to make the pocket any smaller by the top stitching. And a nice straight line. And back down the final side. We're almost done. Again, lumpy bit over the zip. And back to the beginning. Let's just trim off any loose bits. Oh, thank you, Michelle. She says she's been sewing for over 30 years and I've learnt so much from the Half Yard Sewing Club page with tips and trying things I wouldn't have before. Really boosted my sewing confidence. Thank you, Michelle. That's a really nice thing to hear. The item behind my left arm looks like... Oh, you've gone. Olive Ann says, what's the item behind your left arm? It looks like a darning mushroom. Oh, it's a bobbin. It's I've got some really big bobbins just to use as props. Does look a bit like a darning mushroom. Oh, that's taken me back. We used to have a red plastic one when I was younger. And before that, there was a wooden, yeah, darn. Kids these days wouldn't know where to start darning socks, would they? Could you show how to create a 3D toy from our own pattern? Did an evil Ed with a school project? 3D. What kind of toy, Helen? It's difficult doing things like that without patterns or trying to explain to somebody how to make your own patterns, to be honest, but I shall have a think. Thank you, Lisa. Well, that's that done. So, zip pocket here. And then another pocket behind. And then you've got 6 pockets to put cards in. That folds over. Oops. That folds over. And that's your wallet finished. Okay, I just must remember to switch this iron off. The number of times I've left it on, honestly. So we'll be back again on the Half Yard Club. I can't remember the date. It's the last Saturday in the month normally. We're live on the Half Yard Club. We'll do a sew along. I'm not sure what the next one's going to be yet, but I'll let you know about a week before we go live. So if you do want to have a sew along, then do join me. I should be live again actually tomorrow on the Search Press Facebook page at 11 o'clock in the morning, and I can't reach it, but I'm going to make a cushion with free motion embroidery triangular Christmas trees on it. You might have seen it in some of the lives previously. It's the one with the greys. So that will be for an hour tomorrow at 11 o'clock. That's Sunday. And then of course on Wednesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and don't know what we're doing then either. There you go, haven't worked that one out as yet. So I'm just checking I'm up to date with everybody here. That's not working. I'm not sure, Andrea. It depends what the weather's like, I suppose. Because everyone's going to be here, but I'm at the bottom of the garden, and if the weather's really bad, I don't think they're going to want to venture down here, but I'll see if I can persuade them to come and say hello. So I'm on a bit of a go slow here, and I can't update everything. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Tomorrow it's not on Sky, it's on the on Facebook, Zoe. It's the Search Press, my publisher's Search Press Facebook page, and that's going to be live there tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So it'd be nice if you came to join me, come and have a chat. Thanks, Michelle, that is true. Could you do, I've done that, up to date there, lovely. Thank you, Lisa. I shall see you again Wednesday, hopefully. And love the picture of you and Kim in the new book, Beautiful Girls. I'll have to have a look at this new book preview. I haven't seen it yet, but thank you. That was here, wasn't it, that picture? I'm glad you enjoyed it. The fact you spent your time with us last Christmas. Oh, I really enjoyed it, Christine. Last Christmas we were on our own, so we carried on working. It's not the same without the kids, is it? But this year we do have the whole family over. It's the first time we've had all the kids together for about 3 years on Christmas Day, so that's going to be really nice. But I know there's a lot of people who are on their own on Christmas Day, so I thought it might be nice to spend some time with them as well. Or if you just want a break from all of the Christmas pudding and mince pies. Sewing along, Debbie, and the machine has given up. Oh no! Horrible burning smell. Oh, maybe when it's calmed down a little bit, it'll be all right. Thanks, Olive. Can you PM you Santa and Elf pictures? Yes, of course you can. That would be very nice. I've got a banner right across all the messages, so I can't read them. I'll have a look through later on. Anyway, better go. Got a book to finish. Thank you, Karen. The cheese scone, Alison. Right, so okay. So tomorrow morning, as I said before, Facebook, 11 o'clock in the morning. That won't be on YouTube. That will just be on Facebook on the Search Press page. Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Otherwise, next Saturday here at 11 o'clock in the morning. I shall look forward to see you then. Thank you for your company. It's been a nice morning, hasn't it? I shall see you very soon. Bye-bye.